The single mom took her daughter to work, didn't expect the Mafia boss's proposal. Maria's world collapsed in a single phone call. "Miss Santos, you have 48 hours to vacate the premises." Her hands shook as she looked at 10-month-old Sophia sleeping peacefully in her crib, unaware that they were about to be homeless. Rent, like $500, Maria's bank account, $340. 3 jobs weren't enough. Nothing was ever enough. Her phone rang again. Mrs. Chen from Elite Housekeeping Services. "Maria, I have an emergency job. The Costello estate needs immediate deep cleaning. 8 hours. Fund 200 cash." Maria's heart stopped. The Costello estate? As in Alessandro Costello? Everyone in the city knew that name. The youngest Mafia don in history. 29 years old and more feared than men twice his age. Whispers said he'd killed his first man at 16, that he controlled half the city's underground empire, that crossing him meant death. Yes, he's hosting a major business meeting tomorrow. The house must be spotless. Mrs. Chen paused. "I know it's dangerous, but you need money, don't you?" Maria looked at the eviction notice. At Sophia. At the empty refrigerator. "My babysitter is sick. Triple pay if you can start in 2 hours. That's 1 to 800, Maria. Enough for rent. Enough to survive another month. What time?" "Be there at 2 p.m. and Maria, stay invisible. Don't let him see you. Alessandro Costello doesn't like surprises." The Costello Fortress. The mansion wasn't just big, it was a palace. 20-foot gates. Armed guards. Security cameras everywhere. Marble fountains. Manicured gardens that probably cost more to maintain than Maria earned in a year. She held Sophia tight against her chest, hidden beneath her oversized cleaning uniform. The baby carrier was strapped securely, invisible under the baggy fabric. "Please, mi amor, please stay quiet," Maria whispered, kissing her daughter's soft hair. "Just a few hours. Mama needs this money." A stern woman in a black suit met her at the servants' entrance. "You're late." "I'm sorry, the bus—" No excuses. The master's study, library, dining room, and master bedroom. Everything must be perfect. He arrives at 10 p.m. The woman's eyes were cold. "Do not touch anything valuable. Do not snoop. Do not make noise. And absolutely do not let Mr. Costello see you. Understood?" Maria nodded, her throat dry. "Good, you have 6 hours." The forbidden room. The study was enormous, all dark wood and leather. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves filled with volumes in Italian, English, and languages Maria didn't recognize. A massive mahogany desk dominated the room. Behind it, mounted on the wall, was a collection of antique firearms that made her blood run cold. This was where a killer worked. Sophia stirred against her chest, making small whimpering sounds. "Shh, baby, shh," Maria hummed softly, swaying as she dusted the bookshelves. "Sleep, mi vida, sleep." The baby settled, lulled by her mother's voice and movement. Maria worked. Methodically, dusting, polishing, organizing. The room smelled of expensive cigars and leather. Everything screamed power and danger. She was polishing a glass case containing what looked like ancient Roman coins when Sophia woke up fully and screamed. Not a whimper. Not a cry. A full, ear-splitting baby wail that echoed through the massive study. "No, no, no, baby, please." Maria frantically tried to soothe her, bouncing, humming. But Sophia was hungry and tired and done being quiet. The study door exploded open. Maria spun around and her heart stopped. Alessandro Costello stood in the doorway, and he was nothing like the grainy photos in newspapers. He was tall, over 6 feet, with broad shoulders, straining against a perfectly tailored black suit, dark hair slicked back, sharp jaw covered in designer stubble, eyes like black ice that missed nothing, and his hand was inside his jacket on a gun. "Who the hell are you?" His voice was smooth, controlled, terrifying. "And what is that noise?" Sophia screamed louder, her face red, tears streaming. Alessandro's eyes widened. Fractionally, the only crack in his controlled expression. Is that a baby?" "I'm so sorry, sir." Maria's voice shook. "I'm with the cleaning service. I'll leave immediately." "You brought an infant into my home?" He crossed the room in 3 powerful strides. Are you insane? Maria backed up, clutching Sophia protectively. Please, sir, don't hurt us. We'll go right now. Stop moving. The command froze her in place. His eyes narrowed. Let me see. Sir, that wasn't a request. With shaking hands, Maria pulled back her uniform, revealing the baby carrier and the screaming infant strapped to her chest. Alessandro stared. His hand slowly withdrew from his jacket, empty, no gun. He stepped closer, and Maria saw his face clearly for the first time. Young, probably not even 30. Handsome in a dangerous, sharp-edged way. And his eyes? There was something broken in them. How old is she? His voice had changed, softer. 10 months. 10 months, he repeated, something flickering across his face. What's her name? Sophia. Alessandro's entire body went rigid. Sophia? The baby chose that moment to stop crying and look up at the stranger with huge, curious brown eyes. She blinked, tears still on her cheeks, and then, impossibly, she smiled. That gummy, joyful baby smile that lit up her whole face. Alessandro made a sound like he'd been punched. Signore, are you all right? Maria asked, confused. He didn't answer. Instead, slowly, carefully, he reached out one hand toward Sophia. His finger touched her tiny fist. Sophia grabbed it immediately, her small hand wrapping around his scarred knuckle. And Alessandro Costello, the most feared man in the city, stood frozen, staring at the baby, holding his finger like she'd captured his soul. How old did you say? His voice was hoarse. 10 months. 10 months today? Yes, sir. She was born April 9th. Alessandro closed his eyes. Briefly, his jaw clenching. When he opened them, they were suspiciously bright. My daughter, he said quietly, would have been 10 months old today. Maria's breath caught in her throat. Would have been? Car bomb. 13 months ago. His voice was flat, emotionless, the kind of tone that hid unbearable pain. Meant for me. My wife Isabel was in the car. She was 2 months pregnant. Oh my God. They told me later it was a girl. He swallowed hard. From the autopsy. Maria's eyes filled with tears. I'm so sorry. We'd already picked out a name. Alessandro stared at Sophia, who was still gripping his finger, gurgling happily. Sophia, after my grandmother who raised me. The coincidence was impossible, cruel. We should go, Maria whispered. I'm sorry for your loss, sir. We won't bother you. No, the word was sharp. Stay. Sir, I said stay. He pressed a button on his desk. A voice crackled through a speaker. Yes, Don Costello? Cancel my 10 p.m. meeting. Cancel everything tonight. But sir, the Benedetti family. I don't care if it's the Pope, cancel everything. He released the button and looked at Maria. Sit down. It wasn't a request. Maria sat on the leather couch, still holding Sophia, who was now trying to eat Alessandro's expensive tie. He smiled, just a ghost of one, but real. She's beautiful. She has good taste. This tie cost $500. Sophia, no. Maria tried to pull the baby away, but Alessandro stopped her. It's fine. Let her. He sat down across from them, his eyes never leaving the baby. What happened to her father? The question was casual, but Maria heard the steel underneath. Gone. He left when I told him I was pregnant. Name? Why? Because I want to know what kind of man abandons his child. Maria hesitated, then decided this dangerous man deserved honesty. Carlos Ruiz, but it doesn't matter. We don't need him. Ruiz. Alessandro's eyes narrowed. Carlos Ruiz, who works at the docks? You know him? He owes money to some very dangerous people. People who work for me. Alessandro's smile was cold. Interesting. Please don't hurt him because of me. I won't hurt him because of you. I'll hurt him because he abandoned his daughter. Alessandro leaned back. But that's for later. Right now tell me about Sophia, everything. Why? Because I need to hear it. Raw honesty in his voice. Please. So Maria talked. About Sophia's first smile. Her first tooth, how she loved peekaboo, how she laughed at silly faces, about working 3 jobs, waitressing, cleaning, and night shifts at a convenience store, about the eviction notice, about having no family, no help, no choice. Alessandro listened to every word, his expression unreadable, but his eyes were full of pain and something else. Longing. "May I hold her?" he asked quietly. Every instinct screamed at Maria to refuse. This was a mafia boss, a killer, dangerous, but she saw how his hands trembled slightly, saw the desperate hope in his eyes. "Okay, support her head. I know how." He took Sophia with perfect practiced ease, cradling her against his chest like he'd done it 1,000 times. "I studied. When Isabel was pregnant, I read every book, watched every video, took a secret parenting class." Sophia looked up at him, completely unafraid, and patted his face with her tiny hand. Alessandro's face transformed. The coldness melted away, leaving something vulnerable and broken and beautiful. "Ciao, piccola Sofia," he murmured in Italian. "Aren't you perfect?" Sophia giggled, and Alessandro Costello, Mafia Don, smiled like the sun breaking through clouds. The impossible offer. For 2 hours, Alessandro held Sophia. He walked around the study with her, showing her paintings, books, the view from the window. He spoke to her in soft Italian, made her laugh, looked at her like she was the most precious thing in the world. "Like a father." "You're a natural," Maria said softly. "I wanted to be." His voice was thick with emotion. "I swore my child would have everything I didn't. Safety, love, a normal life. A father who chose her over everything. And then your enemies took that choice away." "Yes." Rage flickered across his face before he controlled it. "The Benedetti family. They planted the bomb. They took everything." Sophia yawned, nestling against his shoulder like she belonged there. "She trusts you," Maria whispered. "Children are better judges of character than adults." Alessandro looked at her intently. "She knows I would die before letting harm come to her. You don't even know her." "I know enough." He stood, still holding Sophia, and crossed to the window overlooking the estate grounds. "The South District. Is that where you live? How did you—" "Your address is on the cleaning service form." He didn't turn around. "That's Benedetti territory now, drugs, prostitution, violence. It's what I can afford. $1,500 a month for a 1-bedroom slum with mold and broken heating." Maria's cheeks burned with shame. "I do my best. I'm not criticizing you. I'm furious at a system that forces a good mother into that situation." He finally turned to face her. "You said you're being evicted?" "In 48 hours. And then what?" "I don't know." The admission hurt. "A shelter, maybe. I have some money saved for a motel for a few days while I find something else." "No." "Excuse me?" Alessandro crossed to his desk, still holding Sophia, and pressed the intercom button. "Gina, I need you to prepare the East Wing guest suite. Full nursery setup. Have it ready in 2 hours." "Sir?" The confused voice crackled back. "You heard me." He released the button and looked at Maria. "You're staying here." "What? No." "That wasn't a question. You can't just—" "I can do whatever I want. This is my house." His eyes blazed. "You and Sophia are staying here where it's safe. End of discussion. I'm not your charity case." "No, you're not." Alessandro carefully transferred Sophia back to Maria's arms. "You're something far more important." "And what's that?" He was quiet for a long moment, studying them both. When he spoke, his voice was barely above a whisper. "A second chance." Maria's breath caught. "For what?" "To be the man I was supposed to become. The father I studied to be. The protector I swore I'd be." He met her eyes. "Marry me, Maria." The world stopped. "What?" "Marry me. Not for love, I'm not asking for that. A business arrangement. You need security, stability, safety. I need—" He looked at Sophia. "I need purpose. I need something worth protecting. I need to feel human again." "You're insane." "Probably." A ghost of a smile. "But I'm also your best option. Marry me, live here, let me provide for Sophia. Give her everything, education, safety, opportunity. Let me protect you both. And what do you get? The chance to honor my daughter's memory by protecting yours. The chance to be better than my father. The chance to feel like my life matters for something beyond violence and revenge. Maria stared at him, her mind reeling. This is crazy. Yes, but is it crazier than being homeless with a baby in Benedetti territory? He had a point. I won't be your wife, Maria said firmly. Not in that way. I'm not asking you to be. Separate rooms. Separate lives. A partnership, nothing more. His voice softened. Unless you chose otherwise someday. But that would be your choice. Always yours. And if I say no? Then you leave with $5,000 cash, 3 months of rent paid at a safe apartment in my territory, and my phone number for if you ever need help. He meant it. I won't force you, Maria. I'm not that kind of man. Maria looked at this dangerous, broken, complicated man offering her an escape from hell. Why should I trust you? Because Sophia already does. Alessandro gestured to the baby, who was reaching toward him, making grabby hands. And babies always know. Maria looked at her daughter, then at the eviction notice in her mind, then back at Alessandro. 1 year, she said finally. A trial. If it doesn't work, you leave with $50,000, and my help starting over wherever you want. He extended his hand. 1 year. And I promise you this, I will never hurt you. I will never control you. I will protect you both with everything I have. And I will try every single day to be worthy of Sophia's trust. Maria stared at his outstretched hand. Scarred, powerful, steady. She thought about shelters, about dangerous neighborhoods, about her daughter's future. She took his hand. 1 year. Alessandro's smile was small but genuine. Welcome home, Maria. Epilogue. 1 year later. The trial marriage became real at 8 months. Because Alessandro kept every promise. He gave them safety, security, love. He became Papa to Sophia, who adored him completely. And somewhere along the way, Maria fell in love with the broken man who'd found healing in protecting them. When she told him she was pregnant, Alessandro cried, tears of joy and pain. And hope all mixed together. A second chance, he whispered, hand on her belly. For all of us, Maria agreed. Because sometimes the most dangerous choices lead to the safest havens, and sometimes broken people find each other exactly when they both need saving most.